Literally the day after MLK Day, traffic goes back to the usual. This dude's got a Boost Gets You Laid plate frame, which I find to be really funny. Today will be interesting for me. I believe the audio will get blown out because my jacket, I noticed yesterday when it was unzipped, the audio still got maxed out for whatever reason. Today is going to be interesting for me because I got no sleep at all. I don't know why. My mind just would not shut up about something. I'm not too sure what it was. I just got no sleep last night. I don't know how I'm going to perform. Yesterday, I actually exported the video in 24 frames per second. I realized the video on YouTube lagged a little bit, so I'm just going to export the video in full I think it was 97 seconds per frame, I think, in Premiere Pro, and still have the videos recorded in 1080 by 60. I don't know if I'm going to record anything in 240 FPS. Either way, it's still going to be pretty slow, I think. So I'm just going to keep it as is and just see how slow the 240 FPS will be. The main point being is I exported everything in 24, but overall the video just looked really sluggish. I was trying to achieve the cinematic look. Unfortunately, it was too slow. I'm going to export in 60 because I think even 30 will be too slow. Going to do the whole thing in 60 FPS, see how it goes today. So if it's one Model 3 I would get, it would be the dual motor. The subway we go to is always, where's my camera? Right there. That's the subway that we always go to. Back to doing one-time zoom because my kitchen is slightly messy, slightly not. My internet isn't working, so I decided to show you guys what the Goji Berry bun was and what we actually put in it as a part of our breakfast. We pretty much heat it up in here until it's ready to be eaten. I'm going to turn this off. Do that. I'm going to unplug here. This is what it looks like inside of the pot. Voila, that's what it looks like when it's ready to be eaten. Then we put this in it. To some people, they may know it as dried minced pork. We have someone in the family who's vegetarian. That's why we can't go with the regular version, but it's honestly just as good. And then we cut in half and voila, that is now ready to be eaten. This is the dried minced pork. I'll just call it dried minced pork. I don't actually know what it's called. I'm just gonna call it as that. What we eat every morning. At least it'll last me until lunchtime, and then I get lunch. It is currently 10:17. I'm actually leaving a little early for school. Some road construction going on here up ahead. Leaving early for school, I still want my honey citrus tea. We all know the Starbucks I went to yesterday morning ran out of the main ingredient they needed for that drink, so I'm going to go to the other Starbucks, the one I was going to every single day last quarter, and hopefully they have it. Another reason is because if you guys remember, well, actually I'm going to be skipping that part of local road, but I'm going to be taking the highway and getting off actually on the exit that is in the middle of that route, and I don't know how many people are going to be waiting. So usually mobile ordering for that store takes about, I would say, 7 to 10 minutes. Right now it's 10:20. By the time I get there, it's probably going to be 10:30, 10:35, well, more along the lines of 10:35, I think. And if I'm there early, I'm going to do some work. I brought my laptop with me, so going to do some work and then head on over to school. Just placed my mobile order. People who know me know that I just like taking the highway, but there's a reason why I choose to take the highway now. Local road, there's a higher chance of something happening. It's a lot more stressful, whereas on the highway, everyone has more space, but this is not in rush hour traffic. If there was rush hour traffic, it would be a different situation. Right now, like local road, there's a higher chance of road construction going on, as shown right here. Not only do you have road construction, you also have traffic lights adding on to rush hour traffic. Learn how to drive in rush hour traffic. That doesn't mean it's less stressful, like I'm used to it. It's still more stressful than driving on the highway for just 2 exits, because literally from the entrance I take to get on the highway to get to school, De Anza is only 2 exits away, even though it's 10 miles from my house to school, it's still 2 highway exits, whereas local road, it's a lot further away. I'm about to get the Starbucks, take a U-turn here actually, and the plaza is literally right behind me. You guys can't see it because you're blocked by this truck. At school now, I was going to start it again at Starbucks because I wanted to say between the 2 teas, I still like my honey citrus green tea the most. I think it's because there's more honey involved, or if they didn't even put honey in the tea that I got yesterday, but I like this one much better. And the reason why I didn't start the vlog earlier was because Alex called. I was on the phone with him the whole drive to school. Surprisingly, it is not actually that cold. I don't have my jacket on. All the corner spots have been taken. I accidentally pressed on the volume button. Corner spots there are taken. This spot's taken not by the Subi, because Subi is to my right here. So parked right here. Still no cars in that corner. Plenty of cars in this corner though, and I'll zoom back out. Some spaces here. Let me walk over to the other side. Plenty of spaces here also. Funny enough, there's actually a driver in this Sentra. Pretty sure she heard me. Whatever. I really don't like how the weather is right now. Don't like clouds. To me, I feel like if you want to rain, then rain. If you want to let the sun out, let the sun out. That's why people say California is bipolar, and this is why. I'm gonna head down in a few minutes. It's about, I think, 11:15. Going to head down at 11:20. I actually have to buy a few cartons of eggs after class, so going to head over to Whole Foods after class. I might be getting some milk tea afterwards, but I'm not too sure yet. I'm still thinking about it. Started the day with 57% with a 10-minute phone call, or I think it was more like 13 minutes, with about a 13-minute phone call and recording about, like, I would say 15 clips. My battery is now down to 46%. I have no doubt 46% can actually last me through the rest of today. Just got out of class and I actually feel a tiny bit colder because when the teacher has the monitor and the computer running, I'm in the classroom for 50 minutes, which means the projector and the computer actually heats up the classroom. So I'm pretty much sitting in a heater for 50 minutes. I get out of class, I'm grasping for air. I have to climb up 3 flights of stairs every single day because I park on the top floor. I'm gonna go to the bakery, get some lunch, possibly get some milk tea, head on over to Whole Foods, I think they want me to get 2 cartons of eggs. I think that's the case. We will have to see. One reason I don't mount the suction cup to the windshield is because for some reason, and I tried this like 2 days ago, the suction cup no longer sticks to the window. I've tried sticking it on 3 different places on the windshield, but every single time it just falls off, like without fail. So I don't know what the problem is. This suction cup is supposed to be able to stick onto the windshield. I have to figure out why that's the case. This is the one thing I like about the 3 that the RX doesn't have, because it's unfortunately too old. We can't be bothered by installing a third-party backup camera. Is look how close I am to the Mercedes. That's right there. And in the mirror here, look how close I am. This is how close. Well, actually, this isn't too close to the car, but I mean, from the side mirror, it looks like I'm extremely close to the vehicle, and that's why I had to inch my way back into this spot. For one, because I wanted the corner spot, and 2, look how far the SUV kind of inches out from the corner here. I'm pretty close to the outside, and I don't want to get clipped, so I had to do that. Bakery's right here. Gonna go get my crispy chicken with maybe a Thai milk tea. If I want that sweet of a drink, we shall see. Just ordered my lunch. I'm getting the popcorn chicken bento with regular milk tea, adding lychee jelly and no ice. I was gonna get Okinawa, but apparently that's brown sugar milk tea. I keep forgetting. I literally always forget. But now, afterwards, after I pick up, I'm going to drive back down the street towards Whole Foods, go to Whole Foods actually, get the 2 cartons of eggs, and then ride the highway back home. And I'm hoping that the internet is up and running by then. Otherwise, I will definitely have a fun afternoon. I actually have a quiz tomorrow, and unfortunately all of the content is online, which means no internet equals no studying and no homework, basically. That's enough sugar. Definitely enough sugar. That actually looks really interesting. Look at the white piece of white strip in the mountains right there. Oh, I thought that looks really interesting actually. It's kind of weird seeing myself at 2 times because for some reason I couldn't tap the 0.5 and instead it gave me the dial. The maximum I can dial back using the dial is 1 times. I might have been zoomed in just a tad bit, which I think is really funny. Just got the eggs, now going back home, and there's already one problem that I realized is right now for some reason my phone is lagging when I'm using Siri to launch the camera app. For what reason, I don't know. Situations like this that make me worry about driving Cupertino is that when people are backing up, they don't check at all. Back in the car. Try to unlock the door with the hand carrying the eggs and having to unlock the door. This might be a problem. Guess that's not happening. I actually want to see how stable the phone is because I somehow in some way found the right spot to mount the phone on the windshield. Right now I'm going to I'm not going to take a time lapse. This is just a test, and coincidentally there's a sheriff in front of me. I may or may not blur his plates. I'm sorry, but this is just a test. I want to see how good the optical stabilization is when the phone is mounted to a suction cup mount on the windshield. The better test would be if I could even mount this thing on the Miata. My suspension is crap. The RX is much more stable. Suspension is softer. The suspension can absorb a lot more bumps, whereas in the Miata that's not possible. So right now I have the video filming at 1 time zoom. I'm not gonna do 2 times, there's no point. In a sense, this could also be used as a dash cam as well. I just got back home. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I will have internet when I get back home. The truck is still there from this morning, which means that there's a good chance the Wi-Fi will not work. If that is the case, I really do not know what I'm going to be doing at home for the next few hours. All of my work is online, so this is gonna suck. It's about 2 o'clock right now. I'm at 33%. I'm pretty sure I can make it through today. Problem is, I don't know if I will have enough battery to actually make it to tonight. I might be taking the 3 to pick up the sibling and the parents. I might be able to do a full car review. If that's the case, I hope my phone battery can last because that's pretty much the last major thing that I have to film. I'm looking at my modem or router. The Wi-Fi still isn't back yet, which means I can't work at home if I want to study and do homework. I either have to use the hotspot from my phone, which will drain the battery even more, or go to a local Starbucks until I have to pick my sister up. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I have to see if I'm using the 3 or not, because if I'm not, then my phone can definitely last me until tonight. But if we're taking the 3 out, then that may or may not be an issue. Now that I'm finally in the 3, I'm hoping my microphone actually works, because earlier when I was post